Ahead of their comeback, SSERAFIM released a 5-episode documentary, and it's been a hot topic since they uploaded a trailer for it. Many people think it is an attempt at whitewashing their ruined image, gaining sympathy, and even called it a media play. They were just giving hate left and right, even though the documentary wasn't out at the time. They were showing their anger just by seeing a small clip or a single frame. I feel that's a huge problem with K-pop fans. I face a lot of hates based on what I wrote on my thumbnail. Thumbnails and teasers are meant to draw people to watch the whole thing. The actual context might be something else. This is YouTube where people upload videos, not image. It is not Instagram where you can judge everything by one picture. Here the whole thing matters. So you should watch the entire thing first to form an opinion. That's what I did. I watched the whole documentary to see if what they're saying is correct, if the reason behind the hate is logical, or if those criticisms are just bullshit. So what is this documentary about? In this documentary they showed a filtered version of idol life. They tried to show their struggles and how they spend most of their time. However, as they are still an active group and it was made by a company that manages them, they cut it a lot. They can't show every piece of reality. It is like an iceberg. The deeper you go, the darker it gets, but their business works because not many people know about that portion. You would be a fool if you showed every secrets of your business to the consumer, and it is better that way. However, they still try to show a lot of behind the scenes moments, and of course most of them were in their favor. The first reason for giving hate was people thinking that after all the hatred against SSERAFIM, they made this documentary to gain sympathy. First of all, it is not the first time a group made a documentary ahead of their comeback, and their hating started after Coachella, but this documentary literally started with them rehearsing for their 2022 year-end performance. Most of the footage was even before Unforgiven. They filmed it at that time because they had planned to make a documentary, so they came up with it before all the hatred started. Anyway, as you guys know, it has 5 episodes, and they also structured the episodes very well. The first 3 episodes mostly focuses on all the members individually. The 4th episode focuses on the fan and idol's relationship, the influence both have on each other's lives, and the last episode was about SSERAFIM as a group. We get a glimpse of many new things that we can know, like how they plan the ad-libs and how they themselves came up with the cheering guide, and how fan also practices the cheering. They also practice the grading, so there is also someone who gives them feedback about the grading. We are already familiar with how they push the perfect idol image, and here we got a glimpse of that. One thing I noticed, all the members didn't get equal screen time. Sakura and Eunchae got the most and Kazuha got the least. People might say Sakura's image needed the most cleaning, which is why she got a lot of screen time. Come to think of it, yeah, among them Kazuha got the least amount of hate. I can even point out one incident where she got massive hate. In this documentary we only saw her struggle with pronunciation and performance. People were telling her she is doing great, but she wasn't satisfied with her performance. She wants to make it much better. She wants to make it the best. She has been doing ballet since she was a child, but now she wants to move on. We also get to see a friendship between Kazuha and Yunjin. I like it, although its main purpose was the transition. That reminds me, the transition from one member to another member were my favorite. Speaking of Yunjin, here we saw her discussing with Bang Hyuk about her statement of changing the idol industry. She said that in her debut teaser, and it kinda stayed with people, mostly because it is something that big. Other members also said something in their teaser, but we don't remember that. But we do remember hers because it was something that we didn't expect to hear, and we were eager to know what she can do to change the industry, and it turns out nothing, if you remember the Starbucks incident. Also, she is under a company that manages her every action, and how can just one individual can change such a big industry? At that time she just said it, but later she understood her words have a big responsibility, and what else can she do other than making music? And exactly that's what she did. I was going to say the only thing that was close to changing the industry was her solo songs. They have some great messages and struggles about being idols, but of course it will be interesting to see how much can she do just by her song. Well, maybe after some years we could feel the impact it has. I mean, when BTS was releasing their music, at that time we didn't say they changed the industry, but looking back now, they did a lot. Anyway, I would like to praise those writing graphics they used when Yunjin was making her songs. It was like her diary on screen. I also like the overall editing and the story progression. Moving on to Eunchae. We saw her preparing for the Music Bank MC audition. I had no idea they also had to audition for it. We also saw how her first day of hosting went. I remember I started to like Eunchae after she started hosting. After she became MC, her image kinda changed. Her energy was different after that. She also saw people's reaction on Twitter. When people saw it in the teaser, they started saying how dare the company allow her to see hate comments. They should take care of their idols. She herself asked for it. And that time, most things were positive. That's why I say watch the full thing first. Eunchae also talks about the idol image and how she does certain things for fans. It might sound cute, but you know, she is so young and some people on internet decide how she will lead her life. That's scary. There was also a moment where Eunchae was feeling out of breath. Many people are praising the manager because he said to her she can sit this out if she is not okay, which is nice of him. But as I work with a team, I know many times I tell Shinki or Sora it is okay, no pressure, but inside I'm thinking if they can do it, how would I do it? I try to look for some ways to do it by myself. Chaewon also had a moment like that where she became sick in middle of shooting the music video. The staff said to her it is okay, we can try tomorrow or we can remove this part from the music video. However, they rented the place and there were many staff members, the director, the cameraman, the makeup artist and many more. They all have to pack up just for one person. Of course, that's not fair for them and Chaewon also knew that, so she continued with the shooting. She recorded the Unforgiven MV with sick health and like she said, we had no idea. We always hear idol taking hiatus. Here we saw what goes behind that. As they were showing their world tour, I thought they would also mention that famous meme. We know how it went viral and they also took it in a funny way, but still I'm curious about Chaewon's reaction when she first saw people making reels with it. But maybe they didn't show it because at first it wasn't all good. It will make sense if she felt bad that people were making fun of her mistake, and if they included that, it would start another fan war. So maybe that's why they removed that part, or maybe they didn't record any reaction to it as it came out of nowhere. No one predicted it would become a trend. There is a possibility that was the case, but in my opinion, if they had the intention to add that part, they could have. They have that clip and later they could just ask Chaewon how she feels about that. Anyway, I guess I should stop my theories here. Now Sakura. We saw many moments of her like practicing her pronunciation, taking vocal lesson and lots of panic attack. Her panic attack sequence was really weird. I mean, it makes sense. They weren't supposed to film those moments and they were running and all, so yeah. Many people were saying instead of making a scripted documentary, they should hire a vocal coach, and here they actually did that. It was cool and funny at the same time. Before its release, people were giving hate to the company for many reasons, and in the documentary, they debunked all of them. It's like they knew what was coming. In the last episode, there was a huge portion of them just talking with each other, where Sakura also gave an Izone or HKT48 reference. Yunjin talked about how if one of them is missing, it feels empty, and I was saying one of them is already missing. They were also talking about happiness, like what is happiness? They are successful now, why are they still not happy? Well, I don't know about them, but if you subscribe, I will be happy. You should consider that. Well, that was the overall documentary. I thought they would also cover their participation in Coachella. I mean, people made it such a big thing, so they should have included that. Or maybe they had a plan about it, but as it also brings some not so pleasant memories, that's why they removed that part. Or maybe that will be part of their next documentary. I feel that makes more sense. Anyway, they just give us a glimpse of idol industry. As I said before, there are more to it that they didn't show. And what are those? We don't even know. But we know idol industry is not that simple. That brings us to the end of this video. But you can keep watching this video on screen. If not, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, have an awesome life.